Welcome to the game of Mechabellum. You can see here, fight against Hacks and my options. Elite, Saber, Rhino and Marksman. Looking at those, Rhino is good, but low HP. Elite starts with Shaft. Not bad, but Spiders with Elite, not my favorite choice. And I end up going for Rhino. I say it was good, even if not the best HP. But starting with Sledges and Crawlers, you can go for whatever shaft clear you want. And since the Sledges can help with shaft clear at the start, you can try to go for Vulcan, the best shaft clear unit. So Wraiths also compete for the spot. They are probably better than Vulcans, but they are more vulnerable. And my opponent, Giant, Typhoon, Training, and Speed Specialist. I would probably go for Training here. Training with 5 Badgers and Fangs, and a lot of HP, so amazing Specialist here. Giant here could also be useful, a lot of HP too, even more than Training. And we start with Hounds and Mustangs. Mustangs are not the best, but it serves as your anti-air unit at the start. And late game they are amazing. So let's see what he will choose. And you could take your time to leave a like and subscribe on the slow start of the game. Looking here, I can go for wall or I can go for tower. Quick deploy should show what my opponent's doing too. So you can see that since I didn't know which side my opponent would pick, I just went for standard. My idea here being, I will go for standard and then I grab a Vulcan. Even if I'm not giant spec. By round 4 I can grab a Vulcan, and until then I can use Sledges to be my shaft clear. Gets me going for 2 Marksmen here as my DPS, because I do need to kill 5 Badgers. And my opponent went for Void Eyes, which are good against Sledges. My tower here is helping. You can see killed quite a few Fangs in here. Even this one is helping a little, even if it's shooting at Fangs. You can see that my enemy almost went for my tower. Then it turned it, now it's turned for the tower but died, and just a few Fangs shooting at it. So that one was close, because if he didn't manage to kill my tower before, he would probably have won this with 9 seconds of debuff. But victory for me, which is good because I have less HP. Here, don't really want mass produced fortress in this case. There is a deployment which could be useful. I could move my Sledge from one side to another. So here I was thinking, do I want to spend the money on a deployment or not? It was basically a deployment or skip. There's also quick teleport, which is a good card, but not in this situation. End up going for a skip. And you see me grabbing more Sledges. I'm defending here now, so he don't have a chance to go for my tower. Selling this one, which was kinda useless. And one more Marksman. So 1 Crawler, 1 Sledge, 1 Marksman. And I forgot to quick deploy. Now it's too late. We just see what my opponent do instantly. He extended his line and also grabbed the Marksman, fearing an Irish cheese. And you can see his Void Eyes managed to kill my sledges on this side. They're going for my tower. It turns and turns because the crawlers just arrived here and distracted them. So no tower debuff for me. And once again, sledges and marksmen prevail, doing a little more damage to the opponent. He's below 4k, so very close to my HP now. And levels for the marksman and the sledge. Also laser sight. And since I wanted to go for Vulcan as my shaft clear unit, I will grab the laser sight. It can be very good for Vulcan. It's too soon to go for Vulcan because it's 200 to unlock. So I will just keep using my sledges and marksmen for now. Level for the marksman. I think I will also grab the level for the sledge. Let's activate quick deploy so we can see what my opponent is doing. You can see here more sledges since I lost the side last time, getting even more units. So now I have 2 sledges and 1 late arriving crawler. Idea here being they will arrive after the 5 badgers are dead. That's my idea. But my opponent goes for scorching charge on his 5 badgers, so it won't be great for me. My DPS is not that great. If you saw the sledge killing competition, you know that 5 badgers can kill sledges. They explode on top and destroy the sledges. Look at this. And suddenly things are not going well for me. The power of 1 tech. Just a single tech, and suddenly I'm losing. Even if not by much. Here I get my Rhino. And units. Look at those. My opponent just went for exploding sledges, so Scorpion is very good against exploding sledges, because it killed them instantly, and they explode on the enemy side. So I'm going for the Scorpion, and I think I will insist on going for the... I will think of putting the Rhino here to his tower. But I think I will sell the Rhino, which is a mistake. I should have let the Rhino here. I don't need the Vulcan. No, looks like I don't go for Vulcan this turn. Quick deploy. Let's see what my opponent's doing. He also grabbed the Scorpion, and yeah, he puts the Scorpion right on the side where my Rhino is. So, with crawlers to protect it. So, yeah, my Rhino is not going to leave. Scorpion does a lot of damage. You can see 23,000, almost 24,000 damage. So, it can two-shot my Rhino. And I'm still not using my laser sight. So, yeah, Rhino gets obliterated. But now I have an answer to his 5 badgers, which kill his own crawlers and units. As you can see, they explode and kill his own shaft. So he's helping me with the shaft clear. You see the things walking into the fire and dying. And suddenly, with lots of scorpions and Hage on the scorpions, victory is mine, even if the Rhino here did nothing. And now it's the turn I will go for the Vulcan. I I will just skip. And quick deploy is active. My opponent will go for the Overlord drop here, which is a very expensive card. And you can see he's going for hackers. Why? He's even using intensive training on one of them and grabbing range. He wants to hack my sledges and scorpions. That's his idea. I finally go for the Vulcan. Almost didn't have time to talk about anything. You can see missile here on the crawlers. I added the sledges on the side and scorpion, so it will distract the Overlord. You can see my Vulcan ended up being grabbed by the hackers. And Overlord managed to destroy my tower, so 9 seconds of debuff. So things are not going that well with this big of a debuff. Grabbed the Scorpion here. That grabs this one. And I still have crawlers on the field, but he's hacking my crawlers. Even the crawlers are not safe. You can see he's almost winning. He won the crawler fight here, hacking crawlers. And looking at this, I finally noticed that why am I so fixated on Vulcan? I don't need it. Here, Wraith. And why do I need the Vulcan? I'm going for Wraiths now. You can see him selling. I will put the item on this Wraith and range. So it will be quite a bit of range on this. 120. I'm grabbing more of them. They protect me against two things. They can kill Chaff if I need, and they can also not be hacked by the hackers, and they can deal with wasps if my opponent goes for them. Because, look at my board, I was very vulnerable to wasps. I only have 3 marksmen, and they would not be able to deal with 3 packs of wasps. There's also a weakness of my opponent, even if it's a little better than me, because he has Blade Fangs. And quite a few fangs. But he's also very vulnerable to wasps. Because the fangs will usually die. And they are right in front, and then the firebiters explode. And I forgot to click quick deploy. Let's see, he went for Phoenix. And so the Phoenix. While here, I want to put fire on my board. I did put 1 shield here, but it didn't help a lot. The Phoenixes are helping him, killing my highest level Wraith. Marksman, high level marksman killed the other, but I still have 2 more on both sides where there is no units to deal with them. My marksman managed to kill the Phoenixes. And suddenly, without the debuff from the Overlord, I am winning. And now I am confident on my shaft clear, which if he invests in a lot of anti-air, I can go for Land Cruiser. Even if doing that, I would have to grab something else to deal with wasps. But I'm still quite healthy. You will see me going for Wasp Swarm in here. And looking at the enemy board, as I said before, he is very vulnerable to late wasps. Only has a few fangs in front, which will die fast, and 1 behind, which will be distracted by my own wasp here. And I think I will grab Tex. So I will grab Energy Shield. So this wasp should be able to win against the fangs. So 3 wasps. Wasp Swarm, and that's almost all my money. We're grabbing range here. click quick deploy so we can see what the opponent is doing. He's investing even more on his hackers. Shield, range he already had. He leveled his Phoenix. He's using the Phoenix to deal with the Wraiths. So level 5 Phoenix with range. And more late fangs, which is kind of strange. You can see here he put a missile, so yeah, slow wasps without shield, they lose to fangs. But on the front line, his phoenixes are stuck on my wasps, so is his marksman. And even if the phoenix managed to kill the wraith here, but another victory, and even bigger than last time. Almost minus 2000. And that's what I say, that's good to look at the opponent and think a little, like, what is his weakness? And then you just go for it and win. Wasp could have been used against me before I went for the Wraiths too. It could be something that the opponent goes for. And Wraith is a good counter to Wasps if you don't invest into Wasps, because if you go AA Wasps with range, suddenly the Wasps beat the Wraith. But that this hacker, going hacker, why? First, it wasn't even a good game for hacker. So I do have some units that hackers like to hack, like Sledges, even Scorpion. But his shaft clear was not that great considering I was exploding his badgers with my Scorpions. And since I was exploding them, I was also killing his shaft, and my units were getting to his hackers quite fast. So don't know why he went hackers. It wouldn't be my choice. Fortress here would have been better. Fortress can also deal quite easily with Sledges and the Scorpions, and would protect the 5 barriers with a stronger shield than the hackers. But that's it for this game. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and I will see you on the next one.